Alright guys, welcome back to Gundam Build Guide. We're starting off with episode 5 of Battlogue. We're almost finished, so we start off with 4 Murasame going nuts in the Wing Zero Sky. She is completely insane and she is beating Sana's butt. Now I was not expecting to get some solid 4 Murasame action here, but I am very impressed that I got it. So Sana gets shot down by 4, Toma tries to save her, but he gets cut off by Mr. Bushido. And the evil loser villain is just laughing his ass off from the drama of it all. And you see how perfect all these combos are that he has perfectly set up for these battles. Next up is the Black RX-79G with the exam system installed, I guess for Yu Kajima's sake. Now, Yu is a game-exclusive pilot, so this is actually the most I've ever seen of him in an anime context. And we also get to see really awesome use of the Gundam Ground Type's cluster missile launcher here. And then the next battle is Misa facing off about Zehar Galette in the Crimson Goof. I love the Crimson Goof. Not a huge fan of Zehar, but I'm really impressed at how they're executing all the cameos coming out of this episode. So Misa's engineer, meanwhile, tries to figure out what the hell the deal is with all these weird pilots, and he thinks they're glitched up on purpose. So then the heroes retreat and regroup together, and then there's a pretty epic chase scene going on through a canyon, and they lure all the Super Gundams into this Beam Sam trap from the Helios Gundam, and surprisingly, it successfully works and it fries all of them to death. So Misa shows up to finish Zehar off with her signature bladed kit, and this infuriates the loser, so he rushes back into battle with the Gundam Barbataurus and beats up all the main characters. Now it's not looking good again. Misa almost gets impaled by the Barbataurus, but at the last second, the hero character shows up with the Double Aquanti Scope Dog, and he's finally arrived at the last second to save all the other characters who were not really communicating with him. Okay, so this was possibly the best episode of Battlogue yet, considering it was 100% action, and I was very, very shocked and happy to see all these cameos by all these classic characters. I did not expect any of them to get any lines in, but they actually talked a lot, and I was really happy with that because it was like they all came back to life, and that was a super cool twist. So yeah, this is the best episode of Battlogue yet. Very happy. Now, I also don't want to skip this over, but we also have some very important normal Gundam news this week. So someone was asking me the other day whether Crossbone Gundam will ever get an anime, and then they got really pissed off that Moon Gundam will probably get an anime first. Well, on that note, suck it, because Moon Gundam is getting an anime, sorta. Well, as it turns out, as a promotion for the upcoming Gundam game UC Engage, probably as just cutscenes inside the game, there's going to be a series of brand new Gundam anime clips summing up the following 3 stories. Number 1, Annabelle Gato's complicated one-year war backstory. Number 2, Gundam the Origin manga, the exclusive story only featured in the manga where Char and Amuro have a battle on Earth in Gibraltar right after they land, where Char is still in the Zaku, but before he gets discharged before the whole killing Garma thing. And lastly, friggin' Moon Gundam, the first animated attempt at Moon Gundam. Now, this is going to be nothing really substantial, but it is the first time it's ever happened, and I think it's a step in the right direction if we're going to someday see a full-fledged, complete Moon Gundam anime. I think it is in the cards because they want to do as much as possible with Amuro and Char's voice actors before they die, and Amuro Ray plays a big part in Moon Gundam. Now, I currently don't plan on playing UC Engage because it's another one of those scammy League of Legends ripoff games that are happening kind of everywhere right now. Like that Pokemon Unite one that just came out, and I hear people are wasting shit tons of money on that, so I kind of feel like this is going to be another cash grab situation. Like, they're already announcing like it's going to be an expensive game, and I've got too many expensive games in my life already. So on that note, let's talk about Gundam Breaker Mobile. Okay guys, so let's talk. A couple of big things happened this week, and the first big event is that they threw down 2 uncommon rarity banners for the Goof Crimson and the Astrate Invert in a major mix-up from the usual way they do it. Now, what's important to note here is that on these first pull banners, the first pull for each banner is a guaranteed part pull. So literally everyone should be doing these first pulls. That is going to guarantee you a part from the Goof and a part from the Astrate. Now, unfortunately, after that, I can attest because I did it, the steps above the guaranteed pull are crap. Until you get to the 5th pull, which is another guaranteed pull. So what that means is if you can do 7 pulls, you're going to definitely get 4 parts. If you need 3 parts for the weekly event, the fastest way to do that is just to dedicate yourself to one banner and do 6 pulls. That's what I did. I got 3 parts of the Goof Crimson. I got the head, the arms, and the Gatling gun. But you can also just get a guaranteed 2 pulls by just doing the first pull from each of these banners, and then you can probably make up the difference with like some of your other parts. So it's a real head scratcher, but if you're interested in doing the weekly events, it's not a bad deal. Also, on top of that, all the pull steps are giving out alpha material, so even if you do get some trash pulls, it's not a total tragedy because that alpha material is hella useful. So anyway, I went all in on the Goof Crimson. I rebuilt my Master Grade Green Gundam into a Master Grade Crimson Goof Space type, and that's my build of the week. Now let's move on after that to the next Battlogue side story. This week we get to see how the guy in the jacket got into the system, and also we see a full explanation of how Misa's engineer helped out and saved the world. Now on that note, this week in a break from the pattern of events we've had lately, the charity suit is not anything from Battlogue, but it is actually the Heck from Gino Reconquista. Now I actually remember this thing because it stood out having a really super cool beam backpack that I never saw before and never saw since, and it was kind of cool. It reminded me of Dr. Octopus, but I forgot how weird the suit is overall. So now that I have in the game, everyone in chat pointed out to me that they didn't think it looked like a Gundam at all, and I was inclined to agree, so I took a few seconds and I painted mine up to look like Koketsu Jig, because quite frankly, I think it looks like freaking Koketsu Jig. That's what it looks like to me. Now, finally, on a final note, we have a brand new multiplayer event in the game this week. It's the Perfect Grade Strike Gundam event that we've seen a billion times, but this week it's now on Super Hard Ultimate Difficulty. Now, I did manage to defeat it on Super Hard Ultimate Difficulty a couple of times with some very serious dudes, but you need to be on a team of very serious dudes, and you need to have a combat power of over 200 million to take this thing down. So anyway, that's Build Guide for the week. Hope you guys had a good week. Please subscribe. I am 280 subscribers from getting monetized. I am so freaking close. So driving me nuts, but here I am. Anyway, thank you guys. I really appreciate the support. I'm so close. Thank you. Good night. By the way, the video's over, but I'm going to leave up my first battle with the Ultimate Seed Gundam running because it was a really hard battle, and I'm just curious if anyone wants to watch it. I want chicken.